This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 a month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future throwing a March Madness party. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details. And then definitely go to the SGPN store to celebrate Merch Madness. Promo code MADNESS. Get you 20% off in the SGPN store. Get yourself a Golf Gambling Podcast shirt. Get yourself a cool hat like Dom. Whatever you want to get. Promo code MADNESS at the SGPN store really helps us out. Okay, we're live. The Arnold Palmer Invitational, a signature event, a fun event. I'm sure you're very excited for it. And Dom, thank you for being here. Let's talk some API.
Yeah, let's do it. Bay Hill, we thought last week was going to be challenging, but obviously that wasn't the case. This is pretty much proven to be one of the top 10 most difficult courses we see on the PGA Tour schedule every year. So, I mean, we kind of know what we're getting. The scores have been kind of all around, but I mean, if the wind picks up a couple days like it's supposed to, it could be pretty tough this week. So.
Yeah, Bay Hill is always a great test, always a fun finish. And last year wasn't the funnest finish, but it's usually a fun finish. And I mean, this is one of the harder courses year in, year out. So these guys are in for a grind. You got to have the entire bag working. Would you say that, or is there anything key stat wise you're looking at this week looking towards Bay Hill? Like, what do you need to do to spike? What do you need to do to look for in golfers this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm looking at all the main categories outside of I don't really care about around the green and putting as much, I guess. I'm really trying to hone in on off the tee approach. Yeah, the ball striking numbers, the proximity, the longer approach numbers. So, yeah, I mean, I never love looking at putting anyways. I mean, you can throw it in your models at a very low percentage just to kind of see where guys are at on Bermuda or whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's really going to come down to ball striking and like you said, who's got the entire bag working.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm never really too big on putting either, outside of like Bermuda, because there's just guys that play well on Bermuda, but that's not even like sometimes some guys are Bermuda guys and they just ball strike it well on Bermuda too. It's weird. Some guys love getting on these surfaces and they play well when they get to the Mude. So yeah, I agree. This is a massive tee to green test. Just you have to be ball striking it. You got to be a big boy. This is a big boy golf course, big boy event. So I totally agree with what you said. Let's get to the odds board. Scotty Scheffler leads the way, plus 330. Rory McIlroy down to 7.5 to 1, and then there's a big drop off. Xander Schauffele, Ludwig round out everyone from 20 to 1 and below. So we'll call this a big four: Scotty, Rory, Xander, Ludwig. Obviously, you're not going to go to Scotty at 3 to 1. What are your thoughts on Scotty? And then if you had to pick one of the next three guys, who would it be?
I mean, it's hard to gauge Scotty. I mean, it's already March and we don't have a win yet this year. So I feel like it's coming. So there's not much to say about Scotty. I feel like this is where they're going to put him in every signature event for the most part from here on out. Once he starts getting a couple wins, maybe this number gets a little lower. But the big three for me, if I was forced into picking one, I would probably just go Ludwig.
Okay.
I think Rory's a little bit too short as well. I would rather not bet Xander before seeing him. I mean, we've said for months and months and years, whatever, it's hard to really gauge what golf injuries look like and what a golfer's, how they're actually feeling until you get to see them play. So, I mean, until we see 4 full rounds out of Xander, I think 20 is a little too short.
Yeah, and I agree with you on Xander. Like, I really feel bad for him because he got those 2 major wins, and I really thought this was going to be last year was a floodgate season, and I had him in both majors, and I was so happy to be on him in both majors. And I was like, this year is going to be the year where he has maybe a Scotty-like year, and then he gets really behind the 8 ball with the injury. So we don't know how he's going to come out and play. Like, he was at TGL last night. I was there. He was swinging all right, but you can't take much out of that. Right. Today, I didn't see him much, but Xander, I don't know what he's going to come out and play like because we just haven't seen him. But I will say he makes sense on this golf course. He is one of
Yeah.
the big dogs for a reason. This is a good number on him. But I agree with you. I don't think I can go there until we see him. If I had to pick out of these three, I think I would go with Rory. I think Rory is, even though he's 7.5 to 1. If I'm going to Rory, it would have to be a single bullet. But if
Yeah.
I had to pick one out of this top, it's Rory. And I just think this is a golf course where he's obviously won before. He's played really, really well on before, and it asks him to do what Rory is best at: be extremely long and straight off the tee, hit those fairways. And if you're missing fairways this week, just forget it. Pack your bags. The rough is thick. The rough is long. Go on Twitter. You can see videos. It's a joke this week. The rough is tough.
Yeah.
So if you're missing fairways and you're short, forget it. And Rory is generally long and straight, and the numbers say that right now. He's hitting his driver well. So I am down for Rory at this number if I had to go with someone at the top. Ludwig, if like you said, if you could see a Ludwig floodgate season, go for him. Like, no beef.
Yeah.
It's Ludwig. He makes sense on this golf course, and he's a stud. He just won. No beef with Ludwig, but I'm gonna go with Rory over here.
Yeah.
Let's hop down to this next range. We'll go 20 to 30 now. Colin, Pat Ice, Justin Thomas, Hideki, and Tommy Fleetwood. This is a massive range of just disappointment, despair, and losers. So, yeah, this range is like, what are we doing here? Who do you like here? Because I know you like someone here, but they're not going to win
Yeah.
probably because we bet these guys all the time. They just don't win.
We'll go. I'll take two disappointments off of this list, and we'll go Cantlay and Fleetwood, both 30 to
I
1.
think I'm with you there.
That's who I had. I mean, Cantlay rates out really well for me. I feel like it's a pretty respectable number. He enters the week in pretty good form. T5, 2 of his last 3 events. Bay Hill wise, I mean, last year didn't have the best result, but he was pretty good off the tee. On the greens, he was all right as well. And then T4 back in 2023, if you want to go 2 years ago. So I think 30 to 1's pretty respectable on Cantlay. Same thing with Tommy. Pretty good form. I think he's got 2 starts on tour this year, both top 15 finishes. He doesn't have the best course history, but I mean, the ball striking and approach numbers that he's shown over the 2 events that he's played have been ridiculous, like bright green. All systems go. So I think
This is a
Fleetwood
bright
at
green
30 to
golf
1.
course. I
Huh?
love it. I love that you said that. This is a bright green golf course. This is where the bright green on the stat profile, this is where it shines through.
Yes.
Yes, I know what
It
you're saying.
can't just be green. It's got to be like, you got to be the top of the top. Like, everything's got to
Right.
be working for you. I know it's betting Tommy Fleetwood is a touchy subject for some, but I mean, if it does get extremely difficult and say the winds are swirling, people have probably said this for tens of years, but like, that's where you want Fleetwood.
Yeah.
Maybe you just do
Yeah.
it each way if you can get a decent number. But I mean, like I said, the windy conditions, the low scores, Tommy kind of makes sense.
It's funny because like you look at Tommy's last start. Oh, top 5, gained 5 strokes on approach. He must
Yeah.
have almost won. He had never had a chance to win at Torrey Pines. Was never even close to sniffing the leaders. But
Hardly
that's
saw a shot out of him. Like,
yeah, like I
wasn't
think there was
even a
like 3
thought.
shots shown on Sunday. Like, oh, here's Tommy having the best Sunday of all time when he has no chance to win. Bang,
Yeah.
top 5 finish. I
Yep.
love you, Tommy. Like, just stay on brand. I think Tommy T10, that's just printing money. I'm down for it. I don't
Yeah.
know if I can get there with the 30, but the ball striking is freaking elite. He's Tommy freaking Fleetwood. He flushes it. I think I'm going to go in this range if I had to pick one. Justin Thomas, we're finally getting a little bit of drift on him. He was around that 18, 16,
Yep.
20 range. Now he's closer to 25, 28. And he's still doing what he's been doing. Like these are some prime Justin Thomas ball striking numbers. This is like we're seeing it now. Week in, week out, Justin Thomas is striping it. He looks really confident again. And I don't want to go back to TGL, but I think TGL is bringing out that confidence in Justin Thomas. Like he's getting on the mic, he's playing well in it, like objectively playing good golf there.
Right.
And he's just like that's when Justin Thomas, that's what he needs to be. He can't be in his shell. He has to be the man. And that's what he's been doing right now. I'm not saying I'm the biggest Justin Thomas fan. I'm just saying I think it's good for his future outlook as a professional golfer. So in this range, I think I'm going to go with JT around 25, 28, wherever you can.
If I mean, I think you can get a 28 on him, but if I was going like My numbers have loved him since the calendar year flipped, and it's not like he's been playing bad. And this is what we were talking about early on in January, early February was like, can't get there 16-1 once you get into the mid-20s, then we'll start talking, and here we are.
Right.
So
here we are.
It makes sense.
Like I think it's a good golf course for him too. Like a golf
Yep.
course where tee to green game shines. He is a truly unserious putter, and I worry that we're gonna get rain tomorrow in Orlando. Fact. Go to your local weather app, and I worry that if we get a lot of rain, you're gonna have to make some more birdie putts. But like with that being said, he's a tee to green machine. This is a good golf course for him. So I'm down. Let's go to this 40 range. We'll go 40 to 45. There's a lot of guys in this range. Sung Jae, Russ Henley, Will Zalatoris, Shane Lowry, Bob Mack, Maverick, Keegan Bradley, Windy C. We'll stop there. So how many guys do you like in here? Do you like anyone in here? What's your guy?
I don't really love anyone in here. Pendrith rates out well for me, but I can't get there at that number. The only one that I can really make sense of is probably Mav.
Mav
hasn't played here recently, but that's fine because we haven't really seen what we wanted out of Mavs since the past like 6-8 months anyways. So last year was, I would say, pretty much his breakout year. He got his first win, obviously, but the last few months he's kind of stepped into this group of player and made sense to be bunched in this odds group. So I think Mav makes sense. Long approach game is nice. Last 50 rounds on par fives, he rates out well. Just his irons are always going to rate out well. You can't like
the last few months they've been rating out like his best of his career. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, he hasn't let up with the irons, and obviously it's something that you're going to need this week. So, already worked his way into the top 12 official world golf ranking. I didn't realize
really.
That.
I did not know that either.
Impressive. Makes sense though with a T9 at Phoenix and a second at Genesis.
Did you see the interview we had today where he was like, I don't want to just be on the Ryder Cup team. I want to win points. Like the man is confident. He's confident.
Yeah, and he should be.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in this range. I'm gonna go with a guy that I've been kind of teeing up for this spot on the calendar all year long. That's Will Zalatoris. I love him at Bay Hill every single year. Again, the same thing with Justin Thomas, a golf course where elite tee to green play shines, and he has elite tee to green play. From being out there on the West Coast all start to the year, I think good things are coming from Will Zalatoris. I've told you that before. I think this is the best spot for him thus far. Again, if it rains and it just gets the slightest bit softer, and you have to make just one more birdie putt around, that hurts his chances, in my opinion. But we're going to monitor the weather tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too soft, because if it gets firm, well, it's a firm golf course. If it gets even firmer, that helps Will Zalatoris 1,000%. So he's my guy in this range around 45, 50, 55, wherever you can get him. Anyone else you like in here?
I was just going to say, piggybacking off of you, but looking at Zalatoris's last 4 trips or all 4 trips here, I mean, he's the ball striking, the off the tee, the approach is like, can't get much higher. The results might have not always been there. I mean, he has 2 top 10s in those 4 tries, T4 last year, but I mean, even 2023, he was T53, ball striking off the tee, bright green. Like, just has had issues with the putter here, but like I said, willing to overlook that, and if it gets tough, I think it makes sense as well.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. Let's get to this 60 range, and then we'll get to triple digits. Gonna run through these 3 ads real quick, and then we'll finish it out with the rest. Rhythm is throwing an epic March Madness party, and you're invited. All Rhythm users are invited to a first 4 watch party Wednesday, March 19th at the Circa in Las Vegas. Free drinks, plus you get to hang out with the guys from SGPN and the college experience. Rhythm is giving away a $250 March Madness future for one random Rhythm user. Sign up today for a 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Come by and use Rhythm to help you fill out your bracket. Free party plus a chance at $250 to a future bet. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. Underdog Fantasy, NHL, college hoops, golf, college basketball, NBA, whatever sport you want, cash in with Underdog Fantasy Pick'em. They're offering a Luka Doncic discount for every Lakers game for the rest of the season. Also, for football diehards, Pick'em projections for select players' 40-yard dash is live for this week. So sign up with code GOLFSGPN to claim your special pick, plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000. Promo code GOLFSGPN, Underdog Fantasy. And then finally, mybookie.ag is what we're brought to you by as well. MyBookie is your place to bet every single sport plus props for every single game in a live dealer casino. MyBookie accepts customers from every single location, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code GOLFSGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Okay, it's time to get to the 60s, and then it's time to get to some real long shots, and also the 50s. We got some names here. Wyndham Clark, Victor Hovland, Tony Finau, Taylor Pendrith, Sam Burns, Sepp Straka, Matt Fitz, Daniel Berger. I'll go a little bit longer. And then, okay, no, I'll stop there. So there's some names there, some names with maybe some win equity that I know people are intrigued on. Who do you like around here?
So one name that popped out to me was actually Tony Finau. I mean,
Tony Finau.
Yeah, he cashed in each way for me at the Genesis. Pretty good number on a guy who's in good form. I mean, like I said, T5 at Genesis, T13 at Pebble, the event prior. He's kind of forgotten about in a way in this range, getting him at 60 to 1. I mean, looking at his 3 trips to Bay Hill, he's gained approach in all 3. I just think it makes sense here for Finau, and you're getting a pretty good discount.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is where Finau's lives now in this range. He hasn't won in so long.
Right.
I would say it's a top 10, 5 or nothing. I just don't think he has that juice to win right now. I don't think it's where his focus is, but I like him at a macro level on this golf course as well. I think this is a perfect golf course for Victor Hovland. Hot take. He's played well here before. And the way that the rough is set up around this golf course, or sorry, not the rough, the around the green aspect of it, it's very thick and fluffy rough. There's not as many shaved Bermuda tight areas as there has been in the past at Bay Hill. So, I mean, we saw them take out the bunker on 17, a bunker that's destroyed him before, a bunker that's destroyed a lot of people. Now it's just thick, lush rough that's not going to reject balls, that's going to keep balls up there. And that's where Victor Hovland needs to succeed around the green. And we know the ball striking is not great, but we're getting 55, 60 to 1. If he was in good ball striking form, he'd be 12 to 1. Like, you're buying low on a golfer on objectively one of the best golf courses we've seen from this year. I don't think he's there yet, but I think he can get into the mix. And if you got Victor Hovland in the mix, he has dog. Like last year at Oak Hill, or sorry, not Oak Hill, last year at Valhalla, he wasn't in good form, but he got in the mix and almost won that event. So I'm down for Vic at this price. I am excited to see him tomorrow on the golf course and hopefully see some good things. But at Vic 55, 60 to 1, I'm down for him there for sure.
Yeah, same as, a couple weeks ago, I forget what event it was, but it's just like when you see Victor 50 to 1 or longer, I mean, it's hard. It's hard not to, especially, top of the show, I said how I'm not looking at putting. I'm not looking at around the green as much this week on a more difficult golf course. He seems like someone that really could just hang around.
I agree. All right, let's go down a little bit. Daniel Berger, Tom Kim, Corey Connors, Siwoo, Michael Kim, 65 to 1 in this range is hilarious. Jason Day, Ben Griffin. That's everyone 60 to 65. So I guess we'll stop there. Anyone there, or you want to skip over to the lower range?
The only real comment I have here is is this Michael Kim thing ever going to stop?
Yeah. Oh, I promise it will stop.
Why are they? I get it with the form, but why are they pushing him into this range? It's laughable to me.
Betting Michael Kim is just I don't know. It's just so unserious. Don't bet Michael Kim. I don't even know.
It's because of the recent form, right?
Yeah, it is because of the recent form. This is Bay Hill, and he's priced around major contenders. It's freaking Michael Kim. No. Yeah, I like Corey Connors in this range, though. I don't think he's going to win, but I think he has not played well this season, but this is the ultimate fairway green 2-putt golf course, and that's what Corey Connors is. I think that can get him going and have a smooth T10, T20 for Corey Connors, which he needs. Let's go down. Jason Day, Aaron Rai, Danny McCarthy, Akshay, Adam Scott, Minwoo, JJ, Generational Flusher, Davis Thompson, Thomas Dietrich, Sahith Thagala, Cammy Young, Billy Horschel. Anyone around here?
I feel like we say this quite a bit, but when you can get a decent number on some name value, I mean, Sahith at 110 is worth a look, right?
I think he is one. That number is at 80 on DraftKings now, but I was 110 yesterday or the other day. Is there still triple digits on Sahith?
One spot, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Sahith is all about the number. It makes a ton of sense. Even he does have good history here, but even if he didn't have good history here, I'd be down for Sahith.
Right.
Like the dude won in Napa Valley. The dude contended here. The dude contended at TPC River Highlands.
Yep.
Massively different golf courses. The number is what you want for Sahith, as we always say. I like where your head's at with him. Anyone else on here?
No one, honestly, that really sticks out past this. I think this is going to be. I don't think this is an event where we're going to get a triple-digit winner.
No.
If we do, so be it. But I'm not sure I really want to go down here in terms of outright, at least.
That is, yeah. This is honestly the best number we've had on Ben On in like forever. This dude like lived in the 40s and 35s and 50s for no reason. Like the books were just scared of Ben On. And now he's triple D's. The form is not great. The iron play is atrocious.
Horrible.
But for like a massive hitter on a big ballpark, like it makes sense. And this is a number. So I do want to see what's good with Ben On tomorrow, because I think the number is finally for once fair on a guy who doesn't win. So it's not going to win, but like I think the number is fair. Basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it's just the approach for me. I mean, he's like
so
borderline
bad,
dead last. He's borderline dead last in this field.
It's a joke.
If you look at recent form, at least.
It's such a joke. I mean, I don't know what's happened, because he's not a bad iron player. Like what's going on with him? Who else do you like triple digits? And then we'll run back into our bets.
Max McGreevy popped a little bit for me.
Bermuda man.
So that's probably more. I mean, you can get him at even money for a top 40. I clearly don't think McGreevy's going to win. But everyone else, I mean, I missed my Jacob Bridgman each way last week. Like the only week I haven't bet him in the last 4 months. And
that's absurd. That's absurd.
But I don't think I'm.
So you like McGreevy for like a top 40?
Top 40, I would say, yeah.
All right,
I don't think I would go to Highsmith top 40, but that's not a horrible number.
What is his number?
Even money minus 110.
I mean, he's a flusher. Momentum. We see guys going these little mini runs.
It's a lot of guys at even money, obviously, with like, 75% of the guys making the cut.
Right.
So
yeah, I like. I'll start with my top. We'll go reverse then. We'll start with the top 40 positional. I like Andrew Novak finish top 40, top 20, whatever number you can get on that. He's been kind of falling off a little bit, but his number is falling off. I do think he is a very well-rounded golfer. Like he doesn't really spike anywhere, but he has all the tools to get around any golf course. And Bay Hill, you need to have all the tools. So I think he's going to make the cut. Just play comfortable, clean golf, and hopefully finish this out of the top 40 if you can get a little plus money or even money on Andrew Novak, a guy who is not scared to top 10. He's very confident. So I like him there as my positional.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to stick with McGreevy down here. I mean, like I said, it gets pretty flat. It's crazy to see Homa in this range, but can't do it.
He's
not even a top 40. I'm not yet. No thanks.
Who you want to? I'll go with a matchup, and then we'll do outrights last this time. So I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna go with Rory McIlroy to beat Scotty Scheffler this week. He hasn't done it many times. He really doesn't. So I think this is one of his best chances to complete that feat. So I'm gonna go with Rory over Scotty.
Let me pull it up here. I want to get a matchup in this week.
You got a matchup?
Okay. Rory's probably the underdog against Scotty, correct?
Oh, 1,000%, yeah.
Do you know what it is or no idea?
No, I don't. So I'm on hotel Wi-Fi right now, and they blocked DraftKings for me. So shout out Hilton, SeaWorld, Grand Vacations. Like I need to get like I don't know what I have to do to place my bets.
I also can't pull matchups, so
Well, just go with two guys next to each other on the odds board. Because
All right, let's
I just
pull
think
this up.
this is a perfect golf course for Rory, and we still don't know about Scotty. And I'm just taking my stance with Rory this week. Like I said at the top of the show, I think Rory's the man.
I think I would pick on Sung J.M.
Sung Jae? Okay.
So if you could get Tommy Cantlay or Mav against Sung Jae, I would pretty much
I
take
like
anyone
that
in that
too.
range over Sung
I
Jae.
think I like that too. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, let's do outrights. Let's go 3 outrights.
Yep.
I'll start us off. I'll go with Justin Thomas around 25. I think Justin Thomas could be in for a good week. He's I don't want to say due for a win. Is he ever going to win again? But the ball striking is so solid. He's going to mix. And I'm down for JT.
I'll do my first two back to back because they're both at 30-1. But the two disappointments, as we kind of alluded to earlier, Patrick Cantlay 30-1, Tommy Fleetwood 30-1. Both of their games look pretty good. I like what they've been able to do in 2025, and maybe we can see a win from one of these two guys.
All right, I'll go 75-1. Minwoo Lee. For whatever reason, Minwoo plays well in Florida. He has not played well here yet. This is objectively the best Florida golf course for him. Lets him unleash the driver. Lets him have a golf course with a low green and regulation percentage, which he needs because he's an unserious iron player. Everyone's going to be missing greens. He could show off that short game, hopefully get around minus 11 and post and win. So Minwoo, he's comfortable in the Bermuda, 75-1. And who's your last guy?
My last one, I'm just going to stick at 60-1 with Tony Finau. Like I said, a good number on a guy who's in pretty good form. Has done well here with the irons at Bay Hill. So I think 60-1 is pretty good value on a guy like Tony Finau.
Okay, and I will go with a guy that I have not mentioned yet, but I think it's a good golf course for him. We haven't seen him play too much, but last time he was playing, he was in the mix. That's Cameron Davis, a guy who kind of plays well on shorter golf courses, even though he sends it off the tee. But he's a confident-looking man. It's only a matter of time until he wins a big one. He has one of arguably the best golf swing on tour, so I'm down for some Cam D around 120-1. Anything else? Any other bets you want to make, or you round it out?
That's pretty much rounded out. I wish I could do a bomb top 40, but unfortunately, it's just not. Unless you want to go Campos, but I obviously I don't think anyone wants to go there at 4-1. So, yeah, I'm good.
Beautiful. Well, Dom, thank you for joining me. We have the Players next week. Another big one. We're getting into golf season. Majors around the corner. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you for joining me, Dom, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.
See ya.